It was raining that morning, heavy, endless Portland rain. The kind of rain that soaks your soul as much as your clothes. I stood there in my black coat, umbrella forgotten at my side, staring at the casket that held 42 years of my life. Margaret. She had been my first love, my best friend, my only constant through decades of hardship and joy. I thought I'd prepared for the day I'd have to say goodbye, but as the priest's voice droned over the sound of rain, I felt hollow, like someone had scooped out my chest and left a shell behind. James stood to my left. William stood to my right. Our two sons. Both of them in expensive tailored suits, both of them looking irritated. James tapped his foot, glancing at his watch every few minutes. William scrolled on his phone until I shot him a look. I told myself maybe they were grieving in their own way. Maybe their silence, their frowns, their lack of tears, was just their version of heartbreak. But then, in the middle of the service, my phone buzzed. I almost ignored it. Who checks their phone at a funeral? But something, some instinct, made me pull it out. And what I saw nearly made me drop it in the mud. Unknown number. I am alive. Do not trust our two sons. Chapter 1. The message. I stared at the screen for a full minute, my ears ringing, the priest's words fading into nothing but background noise. Alive? That was impossible. Margaret had died in the hospital. I had seen the death certificate, signed the paperwork. And yet, no one could have sent me that message but her. The phrasing was exactly what Margaret would say. She always had a calm, measured way of speaking, even in text. I turned to look at James and William. James was talking quietly to William, smirking. William rolled his eyes. Neither of them looked remotely sad. A chill went down my spine. Chapter 2. After the funeral. The house felt like a tomb when I returned. Margaret's coffee mug still sat in the sink, her favorite sweater still draped over the chair. That evening, James and William came over. James was the first to speak. Dad, we need to talk about Mom's jewelry. The insurance is going to take months, but we can at least divide the personal stuff now. Personal stuff? I asked, stunned. William shrugged. Yeah, you know, jewelry, her car, the good china. Might as well handle it while we're all here. Your mother's been in the ground for less than 12 hours. I snapped. We are not dividing anything. James' smile faltered. We're just trying to help, Dad. You can't handle all this alone. I said no. I barked. Get out. The look they exchanged chilled me more than the rain ever could. Chapter 3. The meeting. That night, my phone buzzed again. Unknown number. Meet me at the place we had our first date. Tomorrow. 2 p.m. Come alone. The place we had our first date. A little riverside diner that had been shut down for years. No one alive knew about that but Margaret. The next day, my hand shook as I drove. The diner looked abandoned, weeds curling up through the parking lot. And then I saw her. Margaret. Alive. I slammed the car door and ran to her. She held me so tightly I could feel her heartbeat against my chest. When we finally pulled apart, I was crying. How? Margaret, I buried you. Her expression hardened. No, John. You buried a closed casket. And I let you think it was me, because it was the only way to keep you safe. She told me everything. Chapter 4. The betrayal. 3 months ago, she'd started feeling sick. At first, she thought it was stress. But then she noticed it happened mostly after her morning coffee. One morning, she found a strange powder at the bottom of her mug. I wanted to tell you, Margaret said, tears streaking her face. But Harris said if they knew we were suspicious, they might speed up the process and hurt you too. My knees went weak. You're saying James and William tried to kill you? They didn't just try, John. They planned to kill us both. Harris has recordings, conversations, texts. They laughed about using the insurance money to pay off their mortgages. They said you'd probably die of heartbreak anyway. I felt sick. Those were my boys. I had raised them better than this. Or so I thought. Chapter 5. Gathering the Evidence. For weeks, Detective Harris worked in secret. He planted listening devices. He got copies of their bank statements. One night, he even showed me a recording. James, when's Dad's checkup? William, next month. If he kicks it soon after Mom, that's double payout. Easy money. James, laughing. Hell, he's old enough. Might not even need help. I wanted to storm into their houses and scream. But Harris held me back. You want justice, John? You want Margaret to stay safe? Then let this play out. So I waited. Chapter 6. The Arrest. 2 weeks later, they came for James and William. Jane shouted about setups. William cursed at me, calling me a traitor. But I stayed silent. The trial was set within a month. The evidence was overwhelming. Chapter 7. The Courtroom. The first day of the trial, I sat beside Detective Harris. The boys wouldn't look at me. The prosecution laid out everything: the poison, the texts, the bank transfers. But the moment that broke the courtroom, and my heart, was when Margaret walked in. James' face went pale. William actually said out loud, "What the hell?" Margaret took the stand, and for 3 hours, she told the jury everything. Every symptom. Every morning she wondered if she'd die. Every time she listened to her sons laughing and secret recordings. When she finished, there wasn't a dry eye in the room, except James and William. They were convicted. Chapter 8. Aftermath. We sold the house. Moved to a small coastal town. Some mornings, I wake up and forget what happened. Other mornings, I remember everything, and the grief hits all over again. I lost my sons that day. But in truth, I lost them long before. What Margaret and I have left is each other, and the knowledge that sometimes blood is not family. And though it hurts, though it will always hurt, I know we survived. And surviving is enough. If like this revenge story, please hit the subscribe button and like to appreciate us.